You finally arrived in America. You go to your hotel, check in, and start a tour. You see an English-speaking person you want to practice English with. What do you do? How do you meet them? That's what we will talk about on today's episode of the Social English Podcast.
今日のエピソードでは、英語圏である西欧諸国における特定の社会的状況についての重要なソーシャルイングリッシュのヒントをお教えします。アメリカ、カナダ、イギリス、その他の英語圏の国で実際に使えるように英会話のスキルアップに焦点を当てた社会的状況に関する大事なヒントを聞きながら学んでいきます。
Hi everybody. Welcome back to the Social English Podcast. If you are a new listener, I really want to give you a special thank you for listening. And I hope you will listen to more episodes to help you improve your English. Today, I want to continue the talk we had in episode 93. In episode 93, we talked about how to meet native English speakers the wrong way. So we talked about how not to meet native English speakers from America, the UK, Australia, Canada, and other countries. Today, I'm going to give you tips on the opposite. Or, let's just say, how to meet native English speakers. These are things that you should think about, and these are the ways that you want to meet a native English speaker. So let's talk about those things. These are my tips for you. This is my advice on how to do this. Number one, try to approach and introduce yourself. If you have a low level of English or even a high level of English, you want to approach someone to start the conversation with them. If you see someone who is friendly, or even someone who is working at a store or a shop, you should try to walk up to them and just say hello. This will start a conversation. Even though you are really excited about being in a native English speaking country, other people do not know that. they do not know you are interested in practicing your English. So they will not walk up to you automatically, meaning they will not just come to you all the time. So my advice is to look for a friendly, nice-looking person and ask them just, hello, how are you? Or just say hello. You can start the conversation just by saying hello. Number 2, my second tip. Be open. Don't run away from people that do start talking to you. Meaning, people that see you as friendly, they may want to start a conversation with you. Because your English may be not good in your mind, many people that are native English speakers will still try to meet you and talk to you in a conversation. So please try to stay in the conversation. And please try not to be shy. This will help you start to practice English even more. Sometimes when the native English speakers speak to you, they may speak very fast. They may say, hey, how are you? What are you doing here? What country are you from? Like this. Very fast. So just tell them, just say, sorry, I can't speak English very well. Or, I can't speak English good. Don't say, I can't speak English. You can. Have confidence. If you say the sentence, I can't speak English well, the other person will try and help you in the conversation because they will slow their English speed down and maybe help you with the conversation for words you don't understand. That is my tip number 2. My tip or piece of advice number 3. Be willing, meaning be okay with, agree to exchange social media. In most Western native English speaking countries, social media is the main way that people not only communicate, but especially in America, keep in touch with each other and have new contacts. If you don't remember, please go back and listen to the Social English Podcast, episode 81, to hear the social media apps that I recommend you get before you come to a native English speaking country. This way, you can learn about the person's country and culture, as well as keep in contact after you go back to Japan or whatever country you are from. You will be surprised that you will meet many people that you want to keep as friends. And the best way to do that is to exchange social media. In America, Line is not popular. This is why I recommend you at least download and install the Instagram or IG app on your phone. My next piece of advice, I want you to eat or drink outside of your hotel. Go to a local coffee shop and talk to someone sitting down by themselves. Start a conversation. If you're in a food court and see some friendly people, say hello and introduce yourself and tell them you are from Japan. Many people like Japanese culture and would love to make friends with you. Also, you can try a lounge or a art bar, a place where you can speak and talk to people, but there's also a more social environment. If you have intermediate to advanced level of English, you should definitely try that as well. You will have a good story to talk about with the native English speaker. You can tell them how the food is different from the food in Japan. You can tell them how the food tastes different, how you order food, just how the restaurant is different. And they can also ask you questions about your country. It's a good way to have a really nice, pleasant conversation.
この章を気に入っていただけたら、 5つ星のレビューをぜひお願いします。コメントは英語か日本語でお書きいただければ喜んで読ませていただきます。リアルソーシャルイングリッシュ .com にアクセスしてぜひ無料でダウンロードしてください。ほとんどの日本人の英語を勉強している人がやってしまいがちな7つの間違いとその正しい言い方。また、毎日英語を上達させるのに役立つ資料もたくさんあります。Apple Podcast、Google Podcast、Stitcher、そして今はパンドラでもポッドキャストを購読いただきます。支援者になっていただけませんか？私たちがこのショーを作るための支援として5ドルの寄付をお願いできませんか？今後のエピソードで感謝の気持ちをお伝えします。また、そこでしか利用できない新しいコンテンツも入手できます。patreon.com/socialenglish からご参加ください。ソーシャルメディアで私たちのポッドキャストを友達にシェアしたり、Twitter、Facebook、Instagram のフォローをお願いします。
Okay, so let's review those tips. Tip number 1, approach and introduce yourself to friendly-looking native English speakers. Number 2, be open and not so shy when someone wants to start talking to you. Tip number 3, be willing and exchange your social media. Even create a new Instagram account if you don't have one. You can meet lifelong friends that you can connect with when you come back to that country. Tip number 4, leave your hotel room, leave your tour group, go out and eat or drink. Go to a coffee shop, go to a lounge, go to a restaurant, and talk to someone there. You can have a topic of conversation, being the food or the coffee you are drinking and how it is different from your country. Okay, that's going to do it for me, because those are the tips that I have for you. That can get you started, and you could always visit us at the website realsocialenglish.com for more resources, more tips, and more advice. I want to thank you for listening to the Social English Podcast today. It was great spending this time with you. Please listen to more episodes if you think they'll help you with your English. I know they will. And not only your English, but your social English, okay? That is the key. Well, that's it. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace and love.
今日は楽しい時間をありがとうございました。ぜひ私たちのウェブサイト realsocialenglish.com を訪問して日本語訳と役立つ情報を手に入れてください。また次回お会いしましょう。バイバイ。See you next time. Bye bye.